Ta-da! Hey! Whoa! Wow! Is time moving fast or what? It's happening for me. It's happening for you. It's happening for everybody. Do you ever wonder how fast the Earth is spinning around? Isn't it like 90 miles an hour or something, 900 miles an hour? And it's traveling to through the universe at 90 miles a second. That's fascinating to me. I really don't know what the numbers are, but I'm going to consult with my guru. Where's my guru? There he is. Did I catch you?
Hey,
Did I wake you up?
the guru. Good morning. Oh, I've been grinding. I had a networking meeting this morning, and life busy. It's been busy this morning, but it's good. It's great.
It is. I mean, we had chatted a little bit about it. It's good to have something happening rather than not, especially like your heart pounding and stuff.
Yeah,
It's rather better to have it pounding than not.
that's right. You're right. You know, and I had a chance to speak this morning, so that added a little extra pressure, right? But that's okay. It was a friendly audience. It's a group that I've been talking to for a long time, so there was minimal pressure.
Speak about.
And I came prepared, right? If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, Brad. And I was ready.
Where did you hear that one?
Yeah, I learned that from a guy in a couple years ago. His name's a Selfie, and he's a brilliant guy in the financial world. And he just had an amazing presentation, but I never forget him standing there saying that. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So, yeah, I spoke about homeowners insurance for the most part. And it was interesting today. I drive into work, and I don't know what's it like at your place, but the smoke in the air and the smell of campfire is very prominent. And so, you know, we've talked about some house fires we've had and things like that. And the sounds of summer in my world, that's like air conditioners running. And so, but yeah. How about you? How you doing this morning?
Doing okay. I spent the morning. I've been waking up way early. I mean, like 2 and 3 in the morning. It's been kind of crazy.
No.
Hey, we got a comment already. Who the heck is it? It's our friend Cindy Lee, and it's happy birthday. Let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy Thankful Thursday. You're doing birthday? What are you doing?
Birthday. Yeah.
Birthday? What, did you just make that up?
No, I thought I saw that.
It's Happy Thankful Thursday. Yeah, it's okay.
Reminds us. I think it's her birthday today.
Today's the day.
26 or something like that.
All right, I love it. Happy birthday. Cool. Cool. That's awesome.
I don't know how old she is, but it's always best to guess low.
Yeah, it's nice to have her join us bright and early this morning. She's on the coast, I think. So it's 7 there or something like that.
That's true. She is up in Adam early. She is an early riser. But here's what we're going to talk about today. ... The magic of.
The magic of.
Because that's your talk at AGC, isn't it?
Yeah. The magic. You know, it was interesting because I had to come up with a little title, right? And as I worked through the conversation that I hope to have next week, I think the magic of being memorable is kind of catchy. I don't know exactly how the speech, if you will, is going to land in alignment with that. But, you know, we've talked about this a little bit. You could go a lot of different ways with that, right? Staying top of mind, staying in touch with people, being memorable for everybody is a little different version. For some, it's very little words. And it's just when they speak, it comes with wow. You just sit there and like, wow. Person of few words, but yet what they said is very profound or it's impactful. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be somebody that's completely, you know, out of bounds with their apparel, for example, wearing a yellow suit. It doesn't require that to be memorable. But it is interesting because as I prep for the chat next week, just last night, I thought of something else that when I go back in my history about being somewhat memorable, about not so much working to stay top of mind, not seeking a ton of attention, but something that happened. For example, I was one of the first 2 male cheerleaders at my high school, right? Mm-hmm. I stepped out of my comfort zone in a big way and tried out and was selected to be a part of that group.
And
right? I was the stunt guy.
a little bit from the guys and all that, and then
Oh yeah, yeah. And I had to wear that uniform, right? And I've worn some crazy stuff along the way. That one was one of them. But it was a crazy experience. And if you really look at it in the Hunger Games of life, may the odds forever be in my favor. They were. It was me and one other guy with like 30 females. The odds were phenomenal for me as I was, if I was looking to find a girlfriend, right? It was a cool opportunity, but I tried out with a friend of mine who's actually he's done professional dancing. He could do flips and splits and all that. I couldn't do any of that. And so we tried out, and there was 3 of us tried out, 2 of us made it. And but I was a stunt guy, and I'm a little guy, right? I'm a fairly short individual, but yet I'm a stunt guy, and I'm tossing the cheerleaders in the air, and I'm catching them, and I'm doing those things, and it was fun. And that was at the football games, right? So you've got the macho guys behind me, right? You've got all these people, but you're right. There was some heckling that came with that, and it's okay.
And if you got thick enough skin to get past that, a lot of people remember it.
Right, yeah. Right. And there's some people, that's how they remember me, is being in this crazy uniform with this gigantic megaphone and trying to rally a crowd and all that. So it was kind of a different time. And I had forgot all about that, like literally.
Interesting talk. I'm looking forward to it because when we talk about it, like with Mailbox Power, and Cindy Lee's involved with Mailbox Power too. She used it for her travel business, and being memorable these days, it's really easy to be forgotten.
Yeah, it is.
With so much information coming at us all angles. And if you're going to be in business, especially in a commodity like yours, with insurance and things, you need to be memorable, because when all of a sudden something happens, they need to find who was our insurance guy. What's that?
Right.
Guy? Yeah.
Well, you want to stand out and be memorable so that when they get that renewal and their agent never called them to say your rates are going up and now they want to shop, you want to be top of mind. You want to be remembered. And in my case, I looked, and I'll talk about this in the chat, but I was intentional about being involved in my community. And that's really more about what my chat should be, is the consequences of community and what that can do for you in business, about being engaged and a giver. I saw this somewhere. I don't know the author, and it's probably been redone and stolen a million times, but it was, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card, and the way you make people feel after they have an experience with you is your trademark. Mm-hmm. And I think there's some real value to that, right? If you leave people feeling just not real great, that's how people remember you. That guy kind of actually brought me down a little bit. Or it's, wait a second, this guy shows up at all these events. He's got a smile on his face. He's trying to rally a community. He's doing this. That's something that's kind of cool to be remembered for, And so a lot of those things have happened without intention. That's the way it was because of being committed to a community. So long before the yellow suit that I'm kind of known for in the AGC crew, long before the yellow suit, I was in the cheerleader outfit. In between those two, I wore a dress. We'll talk about that a little bit and what that meant. And so but it's funny because when you go back and catalog all of these different things individually, they're like, okay, they're one event. But I started looking, I'm like, evidently I like to dress up. I've been an Oompa Loompa, I've done some kind of wild things, but
I'm not that much of that.
Okay.
Bit of a challenge. I mean, I can do my thing, but it's not my deal.
Yeah, but look what you've done.
Ways to do it.
You've done magic. You've done magic for thousands along the way. You've created this amazing experience, and there's no question that people remember the way you made them feel, and the experience they had watching you manipulate a card or do whatever it is that you've done in the magic space, right? But you took them to a little different place for a split second, right? In their day, in their mind, in their evening. If that changes them, no, that's ridiculous. See? And I'm going to remember that.
Yes, you can.
But yet you don't have to do anything crazy to leave a lasting impression on someone.
No,
I
even
think the most soft-spoken people I've ever talked to are the ones that kind of stand out for me of being, I think of them as being brilliant.
even
That,
repetition can do it.
sure, that too. And that's what we talk about mailbox power. I mean, being able to stay up in front of people consistently, that keeps you memorable. Well, I get a postcard from a few people now every month. It's always a motivational quote. It's a motivational saying. It's something like that. And it's an automated process they have set up, but it's awesome.
Well, I just did one for this cruise that we're doing. We're
Yeah.
teaming up with AGC and then out at the St. Croix River
I can't wait.
for entrepreneurs and event professionals. And I just did a postcard mailing for it, and I intentionally left it vague so that they will go to the webpage and learn the details about it. But
Right.
basically, it's the same graphic I used a couple weeks ago of stranded on
Yeah.
a boat.
Yeah.
So just picture a boat stranded on a boat, and that triggers a thought. And it cost me 37 cents to send out a postcard.
Yeah.
But it's also got, I put my logo on the boat, little visual memorization.
Smart.
And then I didn't do this, but I'm going to do, the good old QR code.
Yep.
I'm going to create a QR code that has the longevity of keeping the card, because you can easily scan it with your phone and find the next upcoming event.
Yeah.
The QR code goes to a curated calendar of events that changes.
Sure.
So again, I'm into the constants and variables. The QR code is the constant. The variables are the events. They change.
Yep.
Chronologically. But they can easily just scan that and find out when's the next AGC event, when's the next Meeting Professionals International
Right.
event. So I'm going to do a card like that.
It's smart. It's smart, and you've got that. It's going to stay in front of people. You're going to stay top of mind. If somebody's wondering about the next event, here it is. Why wouldn't I just scan the code? Because it's been updated behind the scenes.
Cindy Lee is the big 5'6".
Hey, that's exciting. That's a great day, huh?
5 and 6. That's younger than I thought.
Yeah.
And our friend Mike Wilkie's here too, saying
he's always here.
Yes.
We count on Mike. Good morning, Mike. Great to see you.
Well, he's memorable. I mean, he doesn't participate a lot as far as getting on the video, but he's always there, so he's memorable. So I guess that's one of the magic of being memorable, and I think it's really important.
Yep.
Because when someone's thinking about, like you said, the insurance renewal, or if someone's thinking to buy a house because they're in real estate, or if they're an event person and they're looking for magical entertainment, or they're looking for tent rental,
Yep.
top of mind, it's important, because again, these days with all that information, they're seeing it somewhere of somebody else, taking their eye off the ball. There's so much periphery out there these days.
And there's a lot of different ways to do it, right? There's the direct mail, there's social media, there's being at an event. There's a lot of different ways to stay in front of people, to stay top of mind. But it just is so important to be aware of what it's like to be on the other side of you, right? And how are you making people feel? Because you can also be remembered or memorable in a negative way.
Sure.
I mean, and quite frankly, you can't please everybody. I could probably easily turn somebody off from ever wanting to chat with me by wearing a yellow suit. They just might be like, this guy's over the top. And that's okay. But I'd rather that be the case of someone maybe choosing to not want to maybe interact than because I said something completely offensive, which some people have no filter. I see it on social media, people that I think would be great, business alliances, business partners. And then you scan through social media for a split second and you see some of the nonsense that they are sharing. And you just say right away, that's not being memorable. It's memorable for a wrong reason. I will intentionally not do business with that. So you have to be very cautious.
It's also memorable, but is the person that posted it, are they being remembered, or just the image that they threw up?
Yeah, sure.
Threw up.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? With that being said, I don't think anyone should ever be judged for their worst moment, their worst post, their worst day, their worst thing. I try to have a little, grace. Somebody might have just been hot. Something may have just happened and they saw something and they commented and it was just really tasteless. You try to give a little. So I get a friend request from somebody that I don't know, I don't just automatically accept it. I do try to look a little bit and say, do I want to be connected to this person or not? If I see one random thing, I'm like that. I don't care. We don't have to have the same political theory or anything like that. It's the way it's presented. But if it's just one thing, I want to connect. If it's a consistent, that is all you're posting is this kind of thing. I just am not interested in that. So, and that's okay. That person, if that's what they want to be surrounded by, then it's meant to be that we're not going to connect.
So there are some people like, Gary Vaynerchuk, he's got a foul mouth when he talks, but people remember him because of that, and they like what he says. And there's a guy I used to know, Larry Wingett. He was like, either they like me or they don't like me, but even if they don't like me, they still follow me.
Yeah. Or they remember me, right? Yeah, you're right. Gary V, I've always liked that guy. He tells it like it is, right? He does have a foul mouth, but yet the guy stands for kindness. He stands for a lot of things that are in the business world, I think, are just so spot on. I would have never guessed, and we'll share this in my chat, but how being focused on kindness, what it would do to me and my community. It blows me away every time I think about it. Being known as the kind guy. If that's one thing I'm lined up with, that's wonderful for me. That somehow those two are in parallel. If somebody's going to do some type of an event and they want kindness, like I come to mind, which is amazing that's how that's worked out. Once again, there's a select group of people that will be like, this guy's a snowflake, and whatever, I mean, whatever, it's okay. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week.
Someone is going to follow you because of kindness. That whatever happens in the future is going to be different than if they're following you because you're a jerk.
Right.
Whatever's going to happen is going to be different. So I think you're better off being a nice person, and then to heck with the people that don't like that.
Yeah.
At least you won't get in a fight.
Right. Well, and it's, yeah, and once that was not an intentional thing, but it somehow kind of stuck with me, but yet it fits me. It's something I've always, I don't know. I just don't understand being mean and rude.
I'm a quiet guy for the most part. And a lot of times I'm a little aloof. I'm not really direct with a lot of things and sort of mysterious. It's probably my brain is wired from the magic thing, is not telling the secret or whatever, and sometimes it doesn't work. In fact, just recently I heard a conversation where I had done a post out and someone responded to it, and I responded shortly. I didn't get elaborate. I just kind of said, yeah. And they looked at it as kind of arrogant.
Sure.
But that's what happens with the whole text stuff.
Yep. Yeah. In that space, in digital space, whether it be a text, email, social media. Yeah, it's amazing. I've thought that I'm pretty active on Facebook and social media. And it's amazing. Like, if I give somebody a thumbs up, but another person a heart, and then another one I respond with, I don't know, a meme or a GIF or whatever those things are called. If I do it for that, you don't know, like, if one person that didn't get that extra attention, how they feel about it. Well, was my comment not as good? Like, it's an amazing world that those things even matter. But
well, my wife asked me if I wanted to connect with this person and apologize. But I said, well, no, not really, because my intention was pure. So I know the truth. I know the essence of it.
Right.
Apologize for what? I didn't do anything malicious.
Right. You mean because you didn't get real elaborate in your explanation, that somehow was an apology? Yeah.
We will talk about it probably down the road, but I'm not going to make a focused.
Right.
I'm sorry for what? I'm sorry because you feel bad. Am I being empathetic because you feel bad?
Well, then that comes a little hollow, right? If you don't really feel bad, you just were direct. You maybe were a little off at that moment. There should be no reading between the lines, right? And
well, people put meaning to words their own way,
right? Well, even punctuation, right? You go all caps, it's like you're yelling at somebody.
Yeah.
Who decided that? Like, that's just the way it is now.
Supposedly text etiquette, I guess. But
yeah.
I'm more of a sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. So I just stay away from the sticks and the stones and the words.
And the truth matter is, words can hurt. So that phrase is that doesn't work quite as well. I think I know people that have grown up in an environment that wasn't really conducive to love, and that's words hurt. They really do. But yeah, one thing I want to do, because I know we were going to try to keep it shorter today. I really hope those that are in the Twin Cities take an opportunity not to see me, not to come hear Bo speak. That can be that 15 minutes can be missed, and it's still of value to go check out AGC if you are in business and sales. If your business is hopping or if your business is slow, the opportunity to meet new people, some movers and shakers, this and that in a phenomenal location. I hope some people come check it out because I think they'll really like what they see. And the example of, there is a speaker at a live event that you get a chance to visit with or hear from. It's an honor to be able to do that. And that's a neat part of it. But the networking that happens before and after is also a pretty incredible thing.
It's laid back, and that's what I really like about what Travis is doing with the AGC events. They're not. I used to call it forced networking. Way back when there was a company called Lay Tip. I don't know, maybe they still might be around, but I think their methods must have changed. But you used to get fined if you didn't have a referral for somebody.
Yep.
What?
Right. Yeah, the unstructured structure that exists at AGC lines right up. It's same. I had my networking meeting this morning. We're a little bit of a rogue group. We do have organization. We do have structure. We do track. We have some account. We track like referrals and things like that. But there's not a penalty if you didn't show up. There's some of those freedoms, if you will. And it's a great group to be involved with. So yeah, if you're in Hutchinson, that's a group that you should be joining and considering. And if you're in the Twin Cities or anywhere else, because we have virtual. Last night I watched the online event, and I'm terrible with names, so I don't remember who the speaker was, but as a veteran, shared some stories of being in combat, and then what he's doing now with his nonprofit. And to be able to jump into those conversations, to be able to watch the speakers that AGC keeps putting out there, even on the virtual stage, is awesome. I couldn't stick around for the Zoom event after, which is always amazing. But AGC brings a lot to the table, and it really does. For those that are really looking for a space to connect with people, it's spot on. So, yeah.
Well, let's close this one down, buddy.
All right, buddy.
In the green room, by the way.
Yeah. Next week we'll be talking. We'll have the speech behind me, so you can heckle me. You can break it down, critique it, tell me where I was really poor. You're
gonna record it.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I'm gonna put you in the digital room. So
all right, buddy.
Talk a little bit.
All right.
Well, there you got it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and ring that little notification bell, and you'll get the skinny on what's going down. And then somewhere in here, I've got the little phone thing. If you do that, appreciate it, because then the algorithms tell everybody else that it's a wonderful thing to see. So please do that. Appreciate you taking the time. Peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad signing off. And be sure to check out the magic of. There's a lot of magical things happening. Be well. See ya. Bye.